The conditions are pretty rough today. Actually, the conditions can be quite variable. It's known for that. If you want something a little calmer, you can walk. It's about 3 kilometres out to Shelley Beach, which is much smaller, much more secluded and protected. It has a lot of appeal for families. Everything's just a little bit slower. There's a different pace when you come from the hustle and bustle of Sydney and you find yourself in Manly. It's a half-hour ferry ride away from the city CBD, and yet it feels like you're a million miles away from anything and everything. The glare is intense. I'm not quite sure how their camera is going to be able to cope with the contrast, but let's give it a shot. I've got my sunglasses in my bag. I'll have to get those out in a second. And the surf condition, I'll take you down and show you the surf in a second. It's pretty rough. There's a whole bunch of signs up that say dangerous current, so there aren't a whole lot of people swimming in the beach, but there are still a stack of people who are confident enough to be surfing. What's always really beautiful about surf conditions like this, weather conditions like this, I guess, when the sun breaks through early morning cloud. Actually, there was a little bit of rain earlier. Everything seems to be painted in this beautiful sheen of silver. You get a silver reflection off the sand, a silver reflection off in this case, the rough surf, and then the grey clouds have a silver coming right down to the horizon. This isn't necessarily Manly on a blue, sunny summer day, but it's special nevertheless. All right, let's come off the beach, and there's so many fit, healthy people. I should be, rather than walking around with a camera like this, I should be running and doing some exercise. But at least I'm walking. Up off the beach here, we've got the hordes of runners and walkers. Sunday morning in Sydney, of course, you'd be among the fit and healthy. Yeah, Sydney has that reputation, doesn't it, for being a place for the fit and healthy. So once you're here, you kind of know you're at the center of everything. You've got, you guessed it, everybody's favorite, a Starbucks here, so you know you're in the right spot. Behind me, very famous traditional Sydney pub. Actually, I don't drink, but this time of morning, the Steyne's really popular for coffee. So why don't we go in and get a caffeine hit? Yeah, as a hotel, they've diversified because it's really quite busy this morning. So it's somewhere to stop and have coffee. This place really works. I don't know, I'm not an interior designer, but it feels like it might have looked somewhere in the 40s, 50s or 60s. And a great location, because if you sit here along the bench, you've got a view of the beach.